Hi everybody from TechnoLost, so welcome to this focus dedicated on the multimedia capabilities for this LG G2, which I remind you being the F320K, which is the nothing but the Korean version of this LG G2, which is slightly different for what concern having a quite less capacitive battery and the micro SD card slot. So for what concern the multimedia capability of this device, I've decided to split this video in two parts because there are so many things to talk about. So this first half will deal with the camera UI, the gallery and picture quality for what concern the picture taking with this LG G2. So let's start with the camera UI. Let's unlock directly into the camera. Okay, now the knock-on feature seems doesn't work to cooperate. Come on, guy. Here we go. Let's unlock directly into the camera UI and let's zoom a little bit so we will be able to see a little bit better the camera UI. So this is the camera UI, nothing special. As you can see, it does remind me of the camera UI of some Samsung about 2 generations ago, like the Galaxy S3 for instance. That's not directly we don't have together the button for taking picture and recording video, but we have this slide selector here to select between video and picture taking. So I would rather have two buttons all together. As you can see here, we have 9-point multi-point focus. On the left here we have the flash selector, the front-facing camera selector, mode and option. According to which mode you selected, you have several options. So let's give a look to the different mode that we have for the camera. This kind of way of showing the mode and does remind me of the Samsung Galaxy S4. And here we have even some mode directly taken, in my opinion, from the Galaxy S4. We have normal, we have short and clear, which is the capability of removing object or even person moving in front of behind you while you take a picture. We have dynamic tone, which is nothing but the HDR mode. We have panorama, we have virtual panorama, which is the equivalent of photosphere from Google. We have burst shot, up to 20 shot in burst mode. Beauty shot does remind me of the beautify shot of Samsung Galaxy S4. We have dual camera, the same mode taken by Galaxy S4, so we can take a picture at the same time with the front-facing camera and the main camera. We have time machine. When we take a shot and we have selected time machine, the device even take few frames before the moment we took the shot. Intelligent auto, which does remind me of the superior auto that we can find inside some Sony Xperia smartphone. We have sports and we have night. So these are all the scene, and some scene may restrict the number of options that you can select. We are now in normal mode, and here we have everything that can be selected. We have voice shutter, so we can decide whether or not to take picture via voice command. We have brightness, we have focus between autofocus, manual and face tracking. We have image size 13 megapixel 4:3, we have 10 megapixel 16:9, and we have 8 megapixel 4:3, and of course even 1 megapixel. We have the ISO settings, white balance, color effect, which is nothing but the mono, sepia and negative, so this is nothing like the Instagram filters that we could find in other devices like Galaxy S4 or HTC One. We have the timer, geotagging, shutter sound. We cannot move the shutter sound even if we are in silent mode. Volume key, so we can decide whether the volume key can be used for capturing picture or zooming. And we have storage, because I do remind you that this is the Korean version, and one of the things different from the international version is the possibility to have the micro SD card slot. So these are more or less all the settings for the camera. The camera is pretty fast. I mean, if you select a point like this and you press the shot, okay, as you can see, to have a burst shot we must select the burst mode. If we keep pressing the shutter button into normal mode, we don't have anything. We have some kind of, you know, focus and shot when we release the button, but this is not a burst shot. We must select burst shot. This is something, to me, not that much, you know, useful. I would rather have the possibility just to keep pressing the shutter button to have burst shot without having to select a dedicated mode. So if we give a look to the video, of course, even for consent picture, if we perform a zoom in and zoom out, we have the zoom of the picture. For what concerns video, I was telling you, we have the same kind of arrangement for what concerns the buttons here. If we give a look to the mode, we have a few modes here. We have normal, light effect, which are nothing but the light effect that we could find inside ice cream sandwich, for instance. And what else we have here? We have dual recording, the same from Samsung. So we record directly both from the rear facing camera and the front facing camera. And we have what is called track and zoom. Track and zoom let us, you know, zoom part of the scene. So if we put the lens here on this part into this small box here, we have a zoom of that part. We can even, of course, move this box, you know, resize this box, and even select a different bezel for the box. So this different frame, sorry, for the box. This is the tracking zoom option. So for what concern the camera UI, these are more or less all the things dealing with the camera. Just one more things. If we select the here the recording of a video like this, we start recording video, you see that we have this small button here which is called audio zoom. Using the audio zoom, we can, you know, put the things that we want to listen the best at the center of this circle here. We can even zoom in. The more we zoom, the more we amplify the sound coming from that particular direction. This is called audio zoom. So I performed some tests, and from my tests I can tell you that we don't have that much of a difference using audio zoom, at least if we are in place where there's so much background noise. If you are in a quiet, you know, a place with not so much noise, and you have a precise source of your sound, then if you direct the audio zoom on that source, you can really hear a little bit of difference. Not, you know, it's nothing really dramatic, but there's some difference in amplifying. Now I'm recording a small video without audio zoom just to show you later on the difference in a video recording by this device and played back on the standard gallery. We can select later on the audio zoom effect. I will show you in the second part of this video dedicated on the multimedia side. So this is everything dealing with the camera UI. So we can go on, and we saw the camera UI, and then we can see the gallery UI. Sorry, just let's put it this way. The camera is pretty standard. We don't have many things like in other camera, like for instance the one of the Xperia family. We have gallery, we have Picasa, we have nearby devices, so we can use the LNA for instance, and we have even the cloud. We have three modes of showing picture: albums, which is this one, you know, divided between, we can say, maybe folders; location, which is not, that's a pity, the map view, but it's more, you know, a group view based on position; and we have what is called timestamp. So this time the things, the picture and video, of course, are grouped by timestamp. So this is all for what concerns the gallery. The one more thing, we can perform a zoom in and zoom out, and, you know, make the thumbnails bigger or smaller, like we could do for instance into the Sony Xperia gallery. So this is the gallery of this LG G2, so nothing really particular here, just few things we can, for instance on a picture we can even perform some crop, rotate left, right, and even some editing. We can, for instance, here edit the exposure of the picture, or we can edit the what is called artist effects, which are some filters that does remind me of the Instagram filters. We have here the color effect. Even here we have some other, you know, a la Instagram's filters. And here we have the adjustment with crop, red eye, face glow, straighten, rotate, flip, and sharpen. So these are all the edit for the picture. We even have some editing for the video. Just let me show you. For instance, this is a video. Okay, we can here we can trim the video like this. So we have all the frames of the video here, and we can shorten and cut, you know, whatever we want like this. But we even have another quite interesting things, which is the possibility to, you know, here play with the speed like this. We can play speed. We can go up to 1.5 and speed the video up to 1.5, sorry, or even lower the speed up to 0.5. Just let me show you. Play speed like this. Not only the speed of the video, but even the audio will slow down of the rate you selected. So this is the different you know, way of reproducing video or trimming video with this default gallery. So this is everything for what concerns the gallery. Now we can finally give a look to the picture quality of this LG G2, and let me tell you that the picture quality of this device is really good. To me, it's on the same level of the Galaxy S4, which is one of the best 13 megapixel camera that I was able to try. Of course, it's not the best in absolute, but you know, it's very good camera. So many details, and this LG G2 is exactly the same. We have a great amount of details. Just let me show you here from these pictures, for instance. Very good amount of details. It's very good. Just give a look to the grass here. It's incredibly detailed picture. And what is really very interesting is the HDR capability of this device. This is the normal picture, this is the HDR one. Even here, as you can see, we have so many details in this picture, which is crazy. Really good details level for this LG G2. Just let me show you something more. Let's put it in landscape like this. This is the normal picture. Just give a look to the details of the grass here. Although it's quite far from the place where I took the picture, as you can see, it's quite far because I was zooming here. The details are extremely high. Very good. I mean, this is the normal picture, this is the HDR one. As you can see, even here, so many details. It's really a good camera, a good 13 megapixel backside illuminated sensor. Very good. What is really even more interesting, here we have another small parenthesis here. If we zoom out completely like this, we have the possibility to swipe up to delete or swipe down to share. So I was talking to you about the details. This is the HDR picture. As you can see, the general balance of what concerns brightness and contrast and everything of the HDR picture is very good. Usually when you take HDR picture with phones, you get a mess up of contrast and brightness. Here the overall quality and overall brightness is very good. So good job for LG for this HDR mode. So here we have other picture. This is the one, normal one. You can see the details of the grass here, incredible. And this is the same picture in HDR mode. You can see how many more light is captured into this HDR mode. Just give a look. This is the part of the scene which is completely in shadow, and this is the normal. As you can see, how much is darker here and how much is brighter here, but there's no mess in details. We don't lose anything. This is really good. Moreover, as you may see, we have very good picture quality in bright sunlight, extremely good, you know, macro mode. But nowadays it's very, to be honest, it's quite difficult for a phone to have not a good macro mode, but this device, like for the Galaxy S4, has a wonderful macro. Just let me show you here the details of this flower. It's really incredible, the quantity of details captured by this LG G2. Very good. What is really more interesting, given the fact that we have here an optical image stabilizer, is the quality of this G2 for what concerns night picture. This is a picture taken in normal mode. We have optical stabilizer and we capture so much light here. Very good. I mean, we have noise indeed. There's no, it's very difficult for a camera of a smartphone not to capture, you know, to have some noise in night picture, but nevertheless this device captures so many light. You know, it's equivalent of device like the HTC One or Butterfly S, which have very brighter lens like f2.0. Here we have f2.4, but thanks to the fact that we have an optical image stabilizer, we can capture so many, you know, so many details and so much light. Yeah, it's really interesting. This device is so good in capturing, you know, night shots with in normal mode, thanks to the optical image stabilizer, that the night mode is completely useless. So just let me show you. This is a picture taken in normal mode. This is a picture taken in night mode. As you can see, this seems to be exactly the same picture, no difference. If you give a look to the picture 101, I mean to the maximum zoom level, you will even see that the normal mode has a little bit less noise than the night mode. So it's incredibly good in taking picture in low light, that the normal mode it's even slightly better than the night mode. Once more, this is the picture taken in normal mode, and this is the same picture taken in night mode. So very good result even for what concern night picture. But we don't have, to be honest, extremely good result for what concern panorama, and even worse for what concern virtual panorama. Let me show you. This is the panorama mode. I mean, not bad. We don't have that much problem dealing with the merging algorithm. The problem is that we lose resolution here. The panorama picture is more or less 5 megapixel picture. Very low quality picture. If you zoom in, you see that you completely lost details. There's so many merged all together that, you know, it's not easy to distinguish the details here, and it's really a pity. Devices like a Galaxy S4, for instance, could capture panoramic shot up to 20 megapixel. Here it's really a pity that we lose so much in terms of resolution. But what is even worse, as I told you, is the virtual panorama. Look at this. This should be the equivalent of the photosphere mode of that we can find in some recent Nexus devices and the recent you know, Android stock version. But here the device made completely a mess for what concern merging picture, because it completely messed up with the position where you take the picture. You know, I rotated about 30 degrees, and the device thought that I rotated maybe 60 or 90. So when I got back to my first position, according to the device, I was already, you know, rotated of about 30 or 40 degrees. So this messed up everything. So when the device you know, keep merging the picture, this is the result. As you can see, this tree is completely in a different position according to where it should be. Here we have this button here which start this kind of street view mode, but as you can see the picture is a completely mess. I took about 3 or 4 pictures into this virtual panorama and they all had the same problem. So I guess this is a real problem with the LG G2, at least for now, but I guess it can be easily fixed via software update, and I do hope that LG will, you know, keep up the good work updating this LG G2 for what concerns this virtual panorama, which maybe really, this is the other virtual panorama. As you can see, this one even is completely messed up. And as I told you, hoping that LG will, you know, keep up working on this feature because it's really interesting on itself. The last information for what concerns picture, this one normal, this one HDR, is for the size. Here the size goes between 4 megabytes and 7 megabytes, so it's sorry, it's for sure a little bit more than the average size of other 13 megapixel camera that I could try on smartphones, but it's maybe slightly lower size that we could find into the Galaxy S4, which goes from 5 to 8 megapixel. So anyway, being above the average for what concerns the size does, you know, support us in saying that there are so many details captured from this LG G2. So that's all for the first part of this LG G2 multimedia capability focus. We'll see you in the second part. Thanks for watching and bye from TechnoLost.